welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be talking about some brand new e.l.f. products. e.l.f. is not a brand that I feature on my channel a lot. I haven't tried all that much from them, but when they announced this collection, I could not miss out because it looked gorgeous. Today, we are going to be trying items from the Mint Melt collection. I have purchased a few of them. I have the 2 Mint Melt eyeshadow palettes, 2 of the 4 lip glosses, 1 of the 3 eyeshadow sticks, and I do also have the primer. However, I am not going to be trying it in today's video. I'm going to be filming a separate video for this one because I want to do a full wear test throughout the day to see how it holds up. So that will be an upcoming video. Now, I didn't get everything in this collection. There were a few extra products that I just didn't feel I really had the need for, so I'm just going to go over this quickly. We have the Mint Melt Whipped Face Mask, the Minty Fresh Cooling Cleanser, the Mint Melt Brush Trio, which I kind of wish I'd bought now. It does look really cute. And also a Mint Melt Cleansing Cloud, which I think is like a face halo basically. So rather than starting off with the product details now, I'm going to give them to you as we're going through the video. But I do just want to quickly have a chat with you guys about my experience shopping with e.l.f. Overall, the website, pretty easy to use, pretty easy to navigate. I couldn't see the collection advertised anywhere in particular when I went on the website, even though it had just come out. However, I just went to the new in section. I found everything there. Very easy to shop and select your shades. You can either click on the item or you can just do it from that page to save you a little bit of time if you know what you're going for. So I did really like that side of things. I did encounter some issues making my payment. I was trying to pay via American Express. I put everything in my cart, put in all my details, everything looked fine. I clicked the checkout button and it took me to that verification page that you get with most card providers these days. And it would either give me a pop-up to click on or just kind of carry on loading, and it would just send me back to my cart and my cart would be empty. And that was it. No error message or anything. I checked my banking app several times to make sure that it wasn't trying to take the money. It wasn't. So it wasn't even like attempting. It wasn't even getting to that point. It was just failing and emptying my cart. So I tried 5 times. I want to say I tried from my mobile and from my computer, and it was just a little bit frustrating to have to put the items back into my cart every time. I switched to a Visa card and I was absolutely fine. So I really don't know what was going on there. It might be something that they fixed now. I just thought I'd mention it in case you were wanting to pay by American Express. In order to get free delivery on the e.l.f. website, you need to spend £25. So that's a bit higher than the threshold on Superdrug, but lower than the one on Boots. And they both stock e.l.f. but not quite everything. And they do also give you the opportunity to choose 2 free gifts out of maybe 6-7 products, I think it was, for spending again over £25. So I got one of the Jelly Pop glosses, quite excited to try that. And I also got the tone correcting powder. I feel like this is such an old school product. I used to see people using it like 10 years ago. I've never tried it and I thought it would be fun, so I grabbed this one. The delivery side of things did take a while. I placed my order on the 4th of January and did not get a shipping confirmation until the 15th of January. Now, bearing in mind, obviously pandemic, last minute lockdown in the UK, I don't know what their situation is in their warehouse, like how much staff they have, if anyone is furloughed. I would rather that their staff was safe, to be honest. So if the orders take a bit of extra time to be shipped out, you know, I'd rather their workers were safe. I did drop them an email a week after ordering just to see if there was any update, and again they did mention, you know, lockdown and all that. They did also say in that email that they had had a very high volume of orders, so I think this collection was just very popular. I just thought I would mention it to you guys because obviously they would have a backlog of orders and would need to catch up with that, and mine took about 2 weeks. So just be aware of that if you're placing an order directly with them. Now, on a much more positive note, I did find out that e.l.f. are on Quidco, which made me pretty happy. If you don't know what Quidco is, it is a UK-based cashback website. So when you're shopping online, you just look for the website that you're shopping on first and then click a link and it sends you there. And their cashback rate for e.l.f. is actually really good. I think it was 8% when Boots and Superdrug, I think actually the Superdrug one has recently been increased, but normally I get like 10p of cashback when I order on Superdrug. I mean, it all adds up, but it's not that much, is it? So 8% on e.l.f. is really, really good. So if you are planning on ordering some e.l.f. items, I would recommend taking a look at their own website because again, they do have more variety of products, just a lot more stuff than Superdrug and Boots. You do get the option of getting those free gifts and the cashback rate is better, but just again, be aware that orders could take a little bit of time at the moment. So yeah, I just wanted to get those pieces of information out of the way for you. Probably should have said that I will be putting timestamps in the description box. Sorry, should have said that first, but there will be timestamps to the other parts of the videos if you want to see a product in particular. So I'm now going to let you go into the tutorial for this look and you can see what I think of the products. Alright guys, I have as always just gone ahead and primed my eyes with my P. Louise base so that we can jump straight into the eyeshadow palettes, and I am going to be using both of them in this look. The first of the two palettes is the Chocolate Mint palette, which is this one. I'm thinking of using these two in the crease on my upper eyelid, and then the second one is called the Mint to Be, and I am thinking that I want to use these shades on the lid because I am of course going to be doing a cut crease as always. So let's open them up. Oh, okay, they're very easy to open. We do appreciate packaging that isn't a nightmare, and they aren't wrapped up in plastic as well. Notice that. I really feel like we should be past the point of wrapping every individual item in plastic. I'm going to start off with Zoeva 231, of course, and I'm going to go into the darker shade. Okay, it picks up really well and it's not overly powdery, and I'm going to pop it on the outer corner. This is my first time trying one of these e.l.f. bite-sized palettes, but I have tried e.l.f. eyeshadows before. It's been a while though, it's probably been almost 10 years, and I do remember quite liking it, so we'll see how this goes. This shade seems to be packing on pretty well, to be fair. I mean, it is a brown. Just gonna bring it up a little bit more towards the middle, and I'm just trying to follow the shape of my eyebrow, and then I'm gonna bring it underneath as well. I just find it easier to get my shape in place if I've just gone to the outer corner as well. There we go, and I've created a little bit of an angle out here. Okay, that seems pretty good so far. So next up I'm gonna go into the brown just next to it. I'm taking a Morphe M514. Oh, again, that picks up really well, and I think I'm just gonna blend the top out and bring it in a bit further forwards into the middle. So let's talk about a few details for the palettes because we haven't touched on that yet. So they retail for £4, which is pretty affordable. In terms of the weight, we're looking at 4.5 grams in total, so just over 1 gram per shadow, and I will flash up my little spreadsheet, of course. We're at 89p per gram, so we're a little bit more expensive than Revolution and W7, but a bit cheaper than Colourpop. Still incredibly affordable, and I would just like to point out that in foreshadows we actually have way more product than we do in those Makeup Obsession 5 pans, so if you're hesitating between those two ranges, I know which one I'd go for. Nothing to report with the blending. That seems pretty smooth, I'd say. I mean, they're browns, so not a whole lot to say really. It seems to be going absolutely fine. Okay, super easy to use so far. I feel like I've taken it up a little bit too high on this eye, but that's because I was talking while blending. I love how easy these are to open compared to how much I struggle with some packaging sometimes. I was only gonna use the matte mint at the front of the eye, but I'm wondering if I want to use this one, and it looked really grey when the packaging was closed, but it's actually like a deep blue grey mint. I really like the look of that. So let me take another Zoeva 231 and I'm gonna pop it on at the front of the crease. Ooh, okay. It's a really interesting shade. I don't feel like it's something that you see very often. And again, it just packs on very nicely. And then to blend that one out, I'm now gonna go into the lighter mint. There's loads of fallout from the darker one. I'm gonna take a Morphe M433. Let's see. Okay, this one maybe isn't quite as pigmented as the others, but it is quite a light pastel shade, so they can be a little bit harder just because they are such pale shades. I'm just finding myself dipping in a lot. I feel like we're getting somewhere, but it's just quite a bit of work. Oh, I like the colours though. Ooh, I could see like an all matte look using the browns in the crease and then the matte minty shades on the lid. Okay, I may be using these again at some point. Okay, so this is definitely the shade that I've had to dig into the most. So I have ended up with the most kick up in the pan. I'm not too bothered about it, but it's just to let you know that I did have to dig in a lot. I do have a bit of a line going on with the darker shade, but that's something that always happens to me. I don't know why. I don't really seem to get it as much on this side. I think I am just going to take just a little bit more of the darker shade actually, just to deepen it back up a little bit. I just want that shade to be a bit more visible. That is so pretty. I do like the colours they've blended into. I'm just taking the Morphe 433 again, just to softly blend. I think these would be great in summer. That is pretty. Not the most opaque. I feel like maybe it's lacking a little bit of opacity back here. So I'm going to jump back into the chocolate mint palette. Let me maybe just pack on a little bit more. And then back in with the Morphe 514. There we go, just deepening it up. The place where they join in the middle is a little bit funny, but I've just tried to blend out a green with a brown, so you know, it's not going to be perfect, but I am really not mad at that at all. I really wish I was just doing an all matte look now. Obviously I'm going to carry on with what I'm doing. I'm going to do the cut crease because I want to try out as many colours as possible, but I already want to do another look with these palettes. It's very pretty. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with those mattes. I mean, they're not the best in the world, but this hasn't taken me particularly long, and I love the shades at the front of the eye. So I'm just gonna go and cut my crease off camera really quickly, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've just gone ahead and cut my crease. I kind of wish I was doing a contrasting cut crease with this, because I've got the mint at the front, but it is the only shimmery, more browny shade. I'm gonna start off in this palette, the Mint B. Just gonna take a flat brush and I'm gonna go into this lightest one here. That looks pretty powdery. Oh, okay. That's very pretty. It definitely is a little bit thicker when you're picking it up in the palette, so I thought it'd be really chunky on the eye, maybe a little bit difficult to apply, but not at all. I have just heard so many good things about these e.l.f. palettes. I don't know why it's taken me so long to try them. Okay, right, let's try the other one then. I'm just gonna go for the one next to it. It felt a little bit more difficult to pick up. Ooh. Yeah, I feel like I'm having to dig a little bit more into this one. It's not quite as soft, but it's still very pretty. Yes. I love these shades. Very easy to work with in terms of applying on the eye. I feel like I'm not having to do, well, anything. I haven't had to spray the brush. It is just this one that just needs a little bit more digging, but look at that. Oh, that is stunning. And then back in with my first brush, I'm going to take a little bit more of the lighter shade. Oh, very easy to blend in together. I do often feel with metallics that they're not very interesting. Like, I do prefer a shimmer with a micro glitter. I just think it's just got something more, but I feel like there's something about these that is quite interesting. Maybe it is just the shades, because I don't think I have any metallics in this shade. Okay, e.l.f., okay. I'm just gonna take a clean Zoeva 231. I'm just going into the lighter of the two browns just to finish blending. I definitely want to do some liner details, and Sheen Cosmetics, I think, do a colour that's very similar to this one, and I don't own it, and I'm quite annoyed right now because I feel like that would be really nice. Oh, look at that colour that they've created together. Oh, I'm just going to take a bit more of the darker green. This just feels very low effort. Like, I'm not having to do all that much work, and this is £4. Sometimes you get a palette that's £40 and you have to do way more work than this. This is so nice. So nice. Okay, so I've just gone ahead and primed my lower lash line, and my plan was to use the eyeshadow stick. Now I'm looking at this, I think I do want to use the more brown shimmer. Let's take a quick look at this. This is the No Budge eyeshadow stick. Again, no plastic packaging on this, just this label. Oh, okay, very easy to remove. And the shade is, where's the shade written? Oh, okay, the shade is Mint for You, and I'll just swatch it Oh, okay, that feels very nice. That feels really, really creamy. I might try it on the waterline. That's my thinking. We can see how that does. This one retails for £5 for 1.6 grams of product, and you have 2 other shades. I didn't get the other ones because they were both browns and they were both metallic, and I felt like that was a little bit odd. I feel like I would have almost wanted like a matte and metallic mint and a matte and metallic brown. Let me try it on the waterline. Ooh, okay. Okay, that is definitely more pigmented than I expected it to be on the waterline. I don't know if it's gonna stay on. It does say no smudge, no budge, sorry. But obviously that would be on the eye. So I don't know how it's gonna work on the waterline, but we shall see. Oh, it's just very pretty and it matches the other shades. So, wow. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. We'll see, we'll carry on the look and we'll see how it lasts. So for the lower lash line, I'm gonna go back into the mint chocolate palette. I'm gonna take a Morphe M506 and I'm gonna go back into the lighter of the 2 browns, and I'm just gonna pop it on. Oh, okay, there's a hair poking out of the brush that's prodding me in the eye. There we go. I'm gonna pop it on the outer half. Oh, that looks so good with the mint waterline. I really like that. And then I'm just gonna go back with the M514 just to soften it out. I hadn't originally taken that brown underneath because I didn't think I was gonna have that brown on the lower lash line, but I'm just gonna make sure everything is one kind of nice continuous blend. So now for the front half of the eye, I'm gonna take the shimmer shade, and I'm using a Morphe M138. Okay, that's not the most interesting shade. Oh well, what's done is done. Oh, okay, that one's a bit more dusty. It definitely picks up like the lighter of the 2 mint shades, by the way. I just thought it would be a bit more intense and it would just do a bit more. Go back in with the M514. Let's blend a bit. Yeah, I just thought that would have a bit more intensity. I mean, I still like the look overall, so it's fine. I've just very quickly swatched the 2 light mint shades out of both palettes just to see how they compare. They are really pretty close. This is the one from the mint to be, and this is the one from the chocolate mint. I was hoping I could use this one on the inner corner, but this one is definitely lighter. And this one is actually more minty and like almost a little bit more green, and this one is like almost more like an off-white, so I'm not going to use that in the inner corner, which is a bit of a shame. But moving on. I mean, to be fair, that I say moving on, but that is it for the eyeshadow. I think this could do with some glitter. So I'm going to use my Galaxy Glam Metal Flash Glitter Liner from W7. This is shade Shooting Star, and the way I use it is I just take the stopper out because it's just a lot easier. And I've got a brand new brush, which is the PC54 from Peaches and Cream. So I'm just picking up the product from the one, and I'm gonna pop that along the front. This is maybe a little bit darker and a little bit grayer than I would have wanted it to be, but that's fine. I think this brush is probably meant to do things like cut creases. Like, it is super skinny and super precise, so I will try it for that at some point, but it's really nice for this as well. Just be careful when layering this product on. I find if you layer it too much, you do remove the eyeshadow underneath. Seems okay. It's just added a little bit of sparkle. So I'm just looking at the waterline, and the shadow sticker's definitely broken down, but I don't think it is designed to be used on the waterline, so I'm not really mad at that. And nothing lasts on my waterline. Everything gets broken down. So I think what I probably will do before taking pictures is just pop some more of this on. Pigmentation and color-wise, I think it's really pretty. I think I definitely need to have more of a play with it at some point. I want to add some winged liner and some liner details, but I'm just going to do all of that off camera because it will just be a lot easier. I'm going to do all my foundation and everything else as well, and then we'll come back to try out the glosses. Alright guys, so all the rest of my makeup is now on except the lips, so that we can do that next. I've just used the I Heart Revolution Chocolate Contour Kit. I've spoken about it before. I'm not the biggest fan of the contour shade, but the highlighter, it's good. They did well on the highlight shade, but it does make me think that e.l.f. have maybe missed a little bit of a trick. I kind of wish they'd done a contour and highlight. I think obviously they should have done them in different shades for different skin tones, but considering this is a mint chocolate collection, contour shade and highlight with a green tinge. I think it would have been really nice. So yeah, that was just something I wanted to throw in there. I do think they've missed a trick personally. So all that's left is the lip glosses. So I have 2 of them. They have 4 in total, 2 brown ones and 2 more minty ones, and they are plumping glosses. So I have the shade Mint Chocolate, which is the more brown nudie one. I didn't really feel like I had a gloss like that in my collection. And the other one is a hint of mint, which is a clear gloss with literally a hint of mint colour. I wish I'd gotten the other clear one because that one actually has glitters, and I feel like layered on top of this it could have been really nice, so I'm a little bit annoyed at myself for that. I'm going to try the clear one first to see what it looks like, and then I'll do the actual lips with this one. So again, no plastic packaging. That's really something that I'm really liking from e.l.f. and look at how easy that was. It literally says twist, you twist and it breaks. I think other brands could learn from that. So it has like a flat doe foot. Let's see how that feels. I think it's meant to smell like mint chocolate, but I think it smells a bit weird. The applicator felt a little bit weird, but the gloss on the lips feels really comfortable, and it is now starting to tingle. I can feel it. In terms of the colour, it just looks like a clear gloss. It's not really doing anything. Maybe if you put it over a lipstick, yeah, it's definitely tingling. Price-wise for the glosses, we're at £4 for 2.5 millilitres. It is really, really tingling right now. Oh, I don't know if I like that. It's weird. I'm just gonna wipe this one off. Wiping it off, has a tingling sensation and gone away. No, it has not. I thought it had, but it hasn't. So the other one I've got is Mint Chocolate. I'm really enjoying how easy these are to open. So this is what it looks like. I thought it looked really pretty, and I'm gonna start by lining my lips. I'm gonna take my Praline lip liner from Peaches and Cream. This is the one from their set that I use the most. I do quite like these. It's a nice set of nude lip liners, especially if you're a makeup artist. I feel like it is a good set to have. So let me just quickly line my lips. I'm making it quite thick. It will just be a bit easier to blend the gloss into it. Okay, I think I still had some lip gloss on the top lip because I just had a bit of a struggle applying that. So let's try this. I don't like the smell. It doesn't smell quite right. Okay, there we go. That one is on. The tingling has started again. In terms of the colour, I really, really like it actually. It's not like a really thick, opaque gloss because I don't tend to like those. This has just like got just enough colour. It is stinging. Oh my god, it feels so weird. I'm just not used to these plumping lip glosses. If you're used to it, you'll probably be fine with it. But yeah, the colour I really, really like. It matches that lip liner really, really well. In summer, a little bit of a tan going, or in my case a little bit of a fake tan, definitely. I could wear this a lot. I just don't know how I feel about the tingling. Okay, I'll be happy when that sensation has gone away, but colour wise, I really, really like that. Alright guys, so that wraps up today's video, and here is the finished look. I really, really like how this has turned out. I'm super, super, super pleased with this eye look, I have to say. I mean, everything just kind of went right, and that's quite nice. I'm really happy with that. I really, really like how this turned out. So on to my final first impressions about these products. Very, very impressed with these eyeshadow palettes. I can see why this range from e.l.f. is so popular. It's not the best eyeshadow in the world, you know, like I'm looking at those metallics and I'm like, yeah, they're nice, but they're not the most metallics I've ever seen. But they're £4 each. Like, this is nice. I like how it's turned out. They were pretty easy to blend. I would probably prefer if they were just one palette, one 8-shade palette. I think it would work really well. But I also think that having them as 2 separate palettes works because you really can choose what you want the most. If you are someone who likes something a bit more wearable, you literally just want a pop of colour, then this is for you. If you do want a bit more colour, then go for this one instead. Or in my opinion, go for both if you want them both. They're designed to go together. They work really well together. I need to have a play with them again at some point. The shadow stick, I almost feel a bit bad because I definitely had plans to use it a lot more than I did and then didn't. So I think I do want want to do another look with this one at some point. The pigmentation looks really, really good though. I feel like this could be a really good product. I just haven't used it enough to confirm whether it is or not. I did end up reapplying it to the waterline because it had, you know, kind of rubbed off a little bit. Again, this is something that happens to me with everything that I put on my waterline, and this is budge proof, but it doesn't say it's waterproof, and it is a shadow stick. It doesn't say that it's designed to go on the waterline, so I'm not too mad at it for that. But having reapplied it, I mean, the color's gorgeous. It matches the sheen liner so perfectly. It's the perfect pop of color, so I really want to play with this one again. Well, my lips are still tingling right now. It's been a few minutes since applying, and I don't know how I feel about that sensation. So the gloss is probably what I'm most on the fence about at the moment. I'm annoyed at myself for getting this one and not the other one. I wish I'd gone for the sparkly one. That was a little bit silly of me. That was my fault. I didn't pay attention. But I guess if you want a clear plumping gloss, it's there as an option. This one, however, I really, really like the color on my lips, and it matches the rest of the look so well. I'm really pleased with it in terms of color. I just don't think plumping lip glosses are for me. I don't think I'll be repurchasing one, but why not? Why not to try one? So probably my least successful item from the collection, but plumping lip glosses just aren't something that I tend to go for. So if you are after some plumping lip glosses, they may be worth trying out. Also, not sure about the smell. I can't put my finger on what it smells of. Yeah, I think it is just meant to be chocolate scented, but it kind of doesn't really work for me. Yeah, not my favorite. So that is it for today's video, guys. As I said, at some point I will be filming with the primer. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss that video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that YouTube lets you know once that video is out. As well as that, if you enjoyed the video, then do please make sure you give it a big thumbs up and leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of it. And I'll see you all on the next video. Bye, guys.